This conference will now be recorded.
Am I
Okay,
audible
yes,
to everyone?
you're audible. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Yes. Thank you. So, before we start, so we will wait for another 2-3 minutes for everyone to join. Meanwhile, I would like to get any doubts if you have. Do you guys have any doubts? Okay. How many of you were not present in yesterday's class? So, yesterday we had introduction of course content actually. How many of you were not there in that yesterday's class? Shweta, okay. Mm-hmm.
I was not there, but I listened to the recording later.
Okay, Ramya. Who else? Prithvi and Shweta, okay. Have you guys managed to go through the recordings at least? Prithvi, Shweta? Okay, great. Okay. So today we will start with introduction of ETL. Okay. Meanwhile, so yesterday I have asked everyone to drop their name and phone numbers in the chat box. So those who have joined today, those who were not part of this class yesterday, and those who are still not able to drop their name and phone numbers, please drop your phone number and name in the chat box. Whoever is pending. I shared that document in the WhatsApp group yesterday. Have you guys received that? Have you guys had a look into that document? What course content we are going to cover? Yes? Yes, no. So this way I'm going to share every document which we are going to discuss in this class. So I'm going to share that document in the WhatsApp group. So in order to do that, I need your WhatsApp numbers and your name. Okay. Okay. Shweta, can you please drop your phone number and name? Also Ramya, you can reply that to private chat, no issues. If you have any privacy concerns, you can reply it in private chat box. Okay, I received that. So we will wait for another 2-3 minutes. Okay, I'm presenting my screen. Okay, let me know once it is visible to you guys.
Yes, visible.
Right? Okay. So let's start with our session today. So yesterday we have gone through the overall course content what we are going to cover, right? So let me let me take a quick go through it. Okay. So basically we will start with the introduction of ETL, how ETL works, different ETL tools, etc., and ETL process, etc., right? And then eventually we will move forward. Okay. So So, so what, first question, what is ETL? So ETL is extract, transform, load. If we talk about its abbreviation, so ETL is extract, transform, and load. And it is basically in one word, in one sentence, the process of updating the data warehouse. So data warehouse, what is data warehouse? Data warehouse. So data warehouse is nothing but a database only. Okay, it's a you can say smart database where we keep it is subject oriented. So data warehouse is having its own characteristics. We will see data warehouse concept altogether like separately, not now, but for now just understand data warehouse is nothing but database. So database is the database, but which is residing at the target site. So in ETL, so let me first show you the architecture of ETL. So you'll get to know what ETL architecture is. Okay, so ETL extract, transform, load. These are the different sources. So CRM, ERP, flat files, and unstructured data. So these are some data sources. This is a source site. This is a target site. So all this till from here to here, it's a target site. Okay, and in between we have a transformation logics. Okay, so whatever there present on the target side is this database is usually referred as data warehouse. Okay, in warehouse, so basically a warehouse, if you go with the mm, literal meaning of warehouse, how this warehouse looks like. So if you have a clothing warehouse, so in clothing warehouse, you will have each and every stack according to the category, right? So kids category clothing is in another part. Uh, uh, Adult clothing category will be in another stack, right? So there will be small stacks will be there, right? So same way in data warehouse, we will have certain or subject oriented data stored in each and every data mart. So data mart is nothing but a kind of stack. So it's a small chunk of data uh, specific to that particular subject. So let's suppose this data mart is uh, related to HR data. This data mart is related to sales data. So it's kind of data mart. So this is a data warehouse actually. So what is ETL architecture? ETL architecture is we have different source systems. In these source systems we can receive data from some ERP applications like SAP or Oracle, right? ERP applications. We can also receive data from flat files. What are flat files? Flat files can be anything. Flat files can be CSV. Flat files can be TXT. Just a second. No? So flat files can be TXT files, flat files can be Excel files, XML files. So whatever uh, this type of formats are there available, right? So all these are flat files. Okay. Now What is unstructured data? Unstructured data is a data um, we are receiving from some uh, databases like Microsoft SQL Server. So or like, let's suppose we have organization uh, called Intel, and Intel is managing their data sources. Like HR department is having like maintaining their data through Microsoft SQL Server. Some sales department is managing their data through SAP ERP system. Some uh, marketing department is handling their data through Oracle database. So such kind of different data sources are there, right? So all those data sources, all those data from different data sources will come over here, and we will gather those different data from different data sources, and we will load it into staging layer. Forget about ODS as of now, okay? Forget about ODS. So this data, we will have it on staging database. So staging database is another temporary kind of database where we put our data in order to test that data, okay? So here we will apply transformation, okay, on staging layer. Then once after transformation is done, so how we will do transformation? According to business logic. So whatever business logic we have received from business team, developer will develop that transformation logic into ETL tool, whatever ETL tool we are using. So let's suppose we may use Informatica, we may use Ab initio, we may use anything, like lots of tools are there. Query search tool is there, okay? So they will develop that logic over here, they will apply that transformation, and the transformed data will get loaded into the data warehouse, okay? Inside data warehouse there are multiple data marts, okay? Inside data warehouse there are multiple data marts. these data marts are these data marts are subject oriented, like this can be for HR, this can be for sales, this can be for marketing. So or this can be for this data mart is may store data with yearly basis. This data mart may store data on a monthly basis. So kind of whatever subject requirements are there, whatever business requirements are there, accordingly we will form data marts and we will store that data into the respective data mart, okay? From data warehouse, data can be fetched in order to generate the reports, insightful reports, and these reports are actually used by the end user or the stakeholders in the particular company, or the people who are sitting uh, to take decisions for that particular business. So these people will use this data generated by these reports, and these reports will be generated by based on this uh, data stored on the data warehouse. So this is basically ETL looks like, okay? So as you can see, till here it's ETL process. From here onwards it's a BI process, okay? So as I said yesterday, you should know what BI is, but you should, like, it's not much mandatory, or you should not care about how BI works, okay? How will you generate report, or how will these end users will read those reports? You don't have to do anything about that. As a ETL tester, your part will be till here. From pick up the data from different sources, transform it and load it into data warehouse, cross check if all the data from source to target is correctly mapped or not. So this is what your responsibility is as a ETL tester, primary responsibility, okay? So this is what ETL architecture is. Then let's see what ETL definition is, okay? So ETL stands for extract, transform, load. Okay, you just, if you are trying to note down anything, just forget about that, because I'm going to share this document anyway with you guys. So try to focus on this session now, and I'll take a pause in between, and I'll get your queries, okay? If you have, just note down your queries if you have, but uh, uh, don't push yourself to note these things, okay? Definition and all, because I'm anyway, this recording will be there with you guys, and also this document also will be there with you guys, okay? So don't push it yourself. Then let's start defining ETL. So ETL is extract, transform, load. In many organizations, the setup of the IT department happened long time back. So in most of the cases, the way each department handles the data is different. That's what I was talking about, right? I took example of Intel. So uh, like there are different departments and each department handles that particular data in a different way. For example, in retail organization, you may have different departments such as sales, marketing, logistics, etc. Each of them is handling the customer information, but way they store the data could be different. Okay, sales is have also managing some information about the customer. Marketing is team is also storing information about the customer only, and logistic also uh, some uh, storing some information about customer, but the way they are handling is can be different. So logistic department can have mm, Oracle database. This can have marketing can have some simple Excel format. Sales can have simple Excel again. So we have different data sources, right? And I like as a ETL tester, what we have to do, we have to or we want to uh, get this data together in a uniform format, okay, and store that data in a uniform format so that we can generate report out of that, okay. So the sales department store it by name, whereas marketing department has it in number format. Okay. ETL can take all this data from different sources and transform it into uniform presentation, such as storing it in a database or data warehouse. So whenever we store that all these different data sources data into data warehouse, this data will be a uniform data. Okay. So this is what ETL does actually. Then there is a further to this definition. What is that? Another challenge of the old IT infrastructure is that the different data format used by the different departments. Okay, so what is mean by different data formats used by different departments? Let's suppose uh, HR department is storing your birth of date as DD, MM, and YY, and in mm, let's say employee data is managed by HR department, and also employee data is managed by some finance department. So finance department is storing your date of birth as MMDDYY. So the date data format is different, right? But we like as a ETL process, we are expecting your date of birth in a single format, right? Single date format, whatever it is, DDMMYY or MMDDYY, whatever date format it is, like decided by business team. You that day, like all the date of births will be in should be in same format. This is your uh, uh, task as a ETL tester, ETL developer or tester. Okay, so it might happen for HR department. Somebody is using SAP, whereas sales department you have Oracle apps. So to take a business critical decision, it is difficult for higher management to get data from different platforms and consolidate them. Then ETL can do that job easily. It will take data from different sources and transform it into uniform format and store it into database tables, right? So this is what we have already discussed, correct? So I'm just putting it in simple words so that you can refer it uh, uh, after the class. So from the database, you can generate the required reports. So this database means nothing but data warehouse. Okay. So this is what your ETL architecture is. You have different data sources. You have to transform your data over here according to business requirements. Your data which is transformed will get stored on this data warehouse. Inside data warehouse, there can be small chunks of data which is called as data marts. With the help of this particular data, with the help of this particular data, we are able to generate reports, and these reports can be helpful for higher authority to take business decisions. So this is what overall architecture looks like. Then sample ETL. These are some sample ETL tools. Ab initio, Power Center Informatica, SAS system from SAS Institute, then Data Stage, then Teradata. Okay, so these are some sample ETL tools. These are sample ETL testing tools. So Informatica is also there as a testing tool. Informatica and Ab initio, along with SQL Server Integration Service (SSIS), Talent, and Query Search. Okay. So widely used tools, if you ask, is Informatica, and that's why we are going to cover Informatica only in this course content. Okay, we are going to have a demo based on Informatica. Okay, I'll ask you guys to install Informatica. So there are like uh, two different configurations. Like it's a client server configuration basically. So you have to install two different versions of it. One is client version, one is server version. You have to install that both in your machine. You also have to install some database, and any database you want, and you have to connect that database to Informatica. Also, see, let me go back to architecture. So this is let's suppose this is your database. This is your Oracle database. So Oracle database will get connected, and here your Informatica stands. Okay, in between, where you are performing transformation. No, that transformation will happen through Informatica. So this databases needs to be connected to Informatica. This flat files data should get connected to Informatica. This ERM data should connected to Informatica. So I'll make you guys uh, get this data from flat files, from databases, from ERP systems. I'll ask you guys to take data from these all these different sources to Informatica, and I'll ask you guys to transform that data into data warehouse. So all this course will be a like fully practical one. Okay, so yesterday someone was asking that why we are not taking assignments based on this. So see, basically my keen answer to that, this is not something programming language or some kind of mm, so it's a part of process. Okay, so if you are following any process, no, it's hard to give assignment. Okay, so how, like, it's hard to generate some question. Okay, so in programming language it is easy. We can generate some problem statements, and we can put it in assignment, and okay, get me this result. uh, this is a star pattern, and you just draw this star pattern through this type of program, use this type of data sets, and get me this star pattern. So it is easy to generate, but it's a process. ETL is a process, it's not a mm, so it can be understood. Okay, and you can generate your own scenarios, and you can just go on practicing that. Okay, different transformations you can practice. So I'll guide you through that. If I'm taking, let's suppose, four transformations today, I'll challenge you guys to uh, make another four transformations based on these four transformations. Okay, so that can be done, but dedicated assignments is literally not possible. Okay, because it's a process, it's not a kind of any certain programming language or nothing. Okay, so next, purpose of ETL testing. Till here, anyone have any doubt?
Just a question.
Mhm.
I've actually put on the message as well. ODS, what does ODS stands for? And
Uh, so yes, ODS actually, ODS is operational data source. So I'll come to ODS later, because in order to understand ODS, you just need to understand data warehouse first. Okay, so at least
okay.
definition of data warehouse on how data warehouse looks like. So once after that, you will understand what ODS is. Okay, that's
Okay.
why I just asked
Mhm.
you guys to forget about this ODS. So it will again come in tomorrow's class what ODS is. So it's
No
it's
problem.
planned in tomorrow's class itself. So ODS is operational data source for as of
Fine.
now.
And
Yes.
one more question. To
Mm-hmm.
what extent the SQL query, the SQL will be essential, and where will that be required, or do we need it
See,
in other way?
uh, I have already shared the content list. Okay, so you can go through that. What if you want? What exactly we are going to cover in SQL? But in order to answer your question now, we are going to cover whatever it takes uh, for an ETL tester, whatever SQL it is required to know as a ETL tester.
Right,
So every
right,
part
right.
from that we will cover. Yes.
But it will be required because I've not seen the course content as of now. But
Huh.
yes,
So
okay.
were you part of yesterday's session?
No, I was not. I just joined today, so
Okay.
possibly that could
Okay.
be recent. But yeah, that's okay.
So are you part of this group,
Yes, I am.
WhatsApp group? Okay.
Yeah.
So in WhatsApp, I have already shared. If no, after this class, just ping me personally. Or I'll share that again in the group. No problem at all. So
No,
you
that's
can
fine.
go through it.
I'll be able to get it. Yeah. Cool. No problem.
Yes,
Yeah.
sure. Okay. Anyone else? Okay, great.
Hello, yeah.
So, yes, go ahead.
In real time, we have to establish the connection between different warehouses. File type, all those things. Uh, Informatica. We have to do
Huh.
ourselves, or someone else will set up the environment
No,
and
no, no.
everything.
You yourself have to do that. As a tester, you yourself have to do that. First, see, the flow will be you will have you will have business requirement document with you. Okay. According to business requirement document, you just need to follow certain steps to generate your test cases, test scenarios. Once after that, you need to prepare test data, and based on this test data, you will start your testing. So what kind of transformation it is? So developer will take care of what kind of transformation we need to apply in order to fulfill that particular rule. Okay. So let's suppose you have rule which is saying uh, all the first name letters will be in capital, should be in capital. Let's take an easiest example. Okay. So actual business rules will not be such easy. There must be some complex business rules actually, but let's take for an example that your one business rule is saying that uh, all the first name letters will be in caps. Now you are receiving data from flat files, you are also receiving data from databases, and every database is having following some different naming convention. Now developer, as soon as developer sees this rule business requirement, he will start developing some logic. And once he develops that logic, once he develops that transformation logic, he will hand over that logic to you to test. So what will you do? You just you will just prepare test data. In that test data, you will insert 5 records. These 5 records will be, some one record will be in small letters, one record will be in small and caps mixed letters, one record will be all caps letters, one record will be first letter caps, all other small. So kind of, you know, as a tester, what will you do? You do different permutation and combinations, right, to test your scenarios. So you will
Yes.
form this data, you will push this data to Informatica system, and you will apply that particular transformation which he have already developed, and you will start executing that transformation. Once after execution, your data will flow and sit into the data warehouse. Now you will cross check in data warehouse how your data have been stored into the data warehouse. Your data, so whatever data you have provided, now you have provided valid data also and invalid data also. Now you are expecting all the data to be in caps. First name should be in caps, right? In the data
Yeah.
warehouse. So this is the way you will test. So sometimes if let's suppose first name cannot have some special characters, right? So you will also have sixth record which is having some special characters. Now your business requirement is also saying reject all those records who are having special characters in their first name. So your sixth record is having special characters, right? Now, if you are able to see that special character data into data warehouse, then it is a bug, right? Because what your business requirement is saying to reject that data. That data is not rejected. That data came into the data warehouse now. It should not
Yes.
happen, right? So you will go to developer or you will raise simply a bug into the your Jira or whatever tool you are using. So this should be your bug.
Okay.
And also you will be able to see your rejected records list into Informatica logs. How many records have been rejected and what is the reason it has rejected. Okay, so this will be your
Yeah.
flow as a tester. So you also don't need to worry about transformation logics, but you need to understand. You just don't have to worry about how to develop transformation logic, but you have to understand that logic first in order to test that. Okay.
Okay.
So basically, in software tester language, if we take this example, you just don't have to code yourself, but you should know how this code works, so that you will start testing that particular code.
Okay.
Same thing apply over here.
Yeah.
Okay. So transformation logic is nothing but code only. You don't have to worry about developing that code. You have to worry about understanding that code.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Hmm. Can we proceed?
Yeah. Okay.
Hmm. So, purpose of ETL testing. So from above points, clearly accuracy of the data after transformation is critical in ETL testing, because if the data is not accurate, then the business decisions will be wrong. Just a second now. So following test types are commonly used in ETL testing. So no data loss. So this is a type of testing, okay? No data loss. In this testing type, we first determine an n number of entities in the source system. Say the total number of employees in one such entity. If I have 2000 employees in a source system, if I have 2000 employees in a source system, then after ETL transformation, the data store, I should still get 2000 employees. That's what I was talking about, right? We should, so and until and unless there is a business rule which is saying that reject this kind of records, then and so until then no data loss should be there. Okay, all the 2000 records should be present in the destination database. Only exception is when we have some business rule applied, right? That's what I was explaining. An example could be, in the new system, the business does not want to keep data for people who no longer works for organization. For example, if you are working in TCS, and now TCS have decided that they will remove all those employee data who were part of TCS 10 years back. Okay, so that data can be removed. So in that situation, the destination system will discard the record of those employees and store the number less than 2000, right? So let's suppose out of 2000 there are 100 employees who were part of that TCS 10 years back. So now we will have 1900 employees, right? So this is a, otherwise we will not accept any exception. We will look out for same quantity of data which is at source side. That count of that source data should match with count of data from the target side. This testing is done by mainly querying the source and destination database. Okay, so what does this mean? So we will query source database. We will also query destination database. Okay, there. uh, so we will also query destination database. Okay, and depending on the complexity of the system, these SQL queries might be very complex and beyond the skill of tester. However, running the query and checking the result is still the responsibility of QA team. Okay. Okay. So validation of transformation rules. This is the second big validation point. In ETL, so transformation rules we are validating now. In ETL, you will get the requirements in terms of transformation rules. See, so this transformation rules requirement means BRD. BRD means business requirement document. So as a ETL tester, we will majorly receive two documents. Okay, one is business requirement document and another is mapping document. So in business requirement document, you will have all the information related to the transformation rules, and in mapping document you will have how these tables, different tables needs to be mapped with each other. So it defines basically the relationship between different tables from source to target and target to source. Okay, then one example could be date format. Okay, in the source it was YYDDMM, whereas in the destination database it is MMDDYY. So you need to check them by asking some sample data. Here you apply good conventional test theories like boundary value analysis, equivalent partition, etc. Okay, if you are not aware about such theories, testing theories, that's not an issue. We will see that. Okay, all the database field level uh, all the database field level and record level data integrity must be tested here. So what is field level and what is record level? Field level means column level and record level means row level. Okay, data integrity must be tested here. So all the columns are present from source to target. If all the rows are present from source to target, all such things we will have to test after applying transformation. Okay, so there can be possibility of data loss, so that's why we need to take care of. Okay, so you need to select the test data in such a way that at the end all the fields are touched into the destination table. That's it. Then next is business process testing. Once the transformation is done, these data fields will go to many customer systems. Okay, so this data will go to many customer systems. So consumer systems means sales, marketing, HR department, etc. So they'll handle that, right, in order to take decisions. So you need to ensure by testing from those systems that they can receive the data in the performed format. Okay, also all the critical end-to-end business flows must be tested from the GUI. So let's suppose we have some system like GUI system, graphical user interface system, and we are pushing some data from source to target. We also need to test that particular GUI system as well as a tester. So we'll see that in our actually these are some test scenarios. We are going to cover this each and every scenario with different examples. Okay, so these are some theoretical examples now. Now, so this is what all about ETL. Okay, so here we are going to see data warehouse. So what is data warehouse? As I said, a data warehouse can be considered as a storage area where relevant data is stored irrespective of the source. Okay, irrespective of the source means there can be flat files, there can be different databases, there can be ERP systems. Irrespective of the source, all the data will be stored in that particular database, which is known as data warehouse. Okay, now data warehouse merges data from multiple sources into an easy and complete form. Okay, it is also known as EDW, Enterprise Data Warehouse. Data, sorry, my health is not actually good today, so that's why. Okay, so data warehouse are central repositories of integrated data from one or more sources. Okay, so there can be different data sources, but all the data from all the different data sources are integrated into the data warehouse. Okay, so forget about virtual data warehousing for now. Okay, because it's same as data warehouse. It's just collective view of the completed data. It will confuse you if you let me first make you understand the data warehouse first, and then we will see what is virtual and what is active data warehousing. Okay, then data marts. So data marts is important term. Data mart is a subset of the data warehouse, and it is usually oriented to a specific business line or a team. So as we have seen already in this architecture, right? So you must understand this. Then features of data warehouse. So there are few features, okay, which are associated with data warehouse. First one is subject oriented. So data warehouse is subject oriented. What is mean by subject oriented? For example, sales is one subject, marketing one subject, HR is one subject, production, inventory are another subject. So these are some subjects, and data warehouse is a subject oriented database. Okay, in integrated, so it's also integrated data. So what is mean by integrated data? Because we are getting data from the multiple sources, it's a integrated data. Simple, right? Then time variant. So this data is time variant because it is not the live data, it is not live. Okay, it is historical data. So where do we receive live data? At our source system. Okay, just understand this. The data which we are receiving at this end is live data. Okay, let's suppose you have a DMart project, retail domain client, and you have DMart in Mumbai, you also have DMart in Pune, in Delhi, in Bangalore, right? So in every small cities. So data which is coming through all the stores of the DMart will be here. Some DMart Mumbai can share their daily sales report through ERP system. DMart Pune can share their daily sales data through flat files. DMart Delhi may share their daily sales data through some particular database, let's say Oracle or Microsoft SQL Server. So we are supposed to get all this data. We have to load this data into data warehouse. But it while going this data into data warehouse, now if we have certain set of customers from Mumbai, if he is purchasing that uh, particular products after 1 year as well also, this list of product this guy have purchased, let's say Suresh is the customer who is purchasing some data from DMart. Let's say he purchased 5 items after 1 year. Okay, since 1 year he didn't even see DMart, but after 1 year now he came to DMart again and he have purchased 5 different products. Now we already have Suresh over here, okay? Because 1 year back he have purchased something. So we already have entry for Suresh. Now what we will do, we will modify today's date and we will add 5 more products on his name because Suresh today have purchased this many items. This is a this is a data mart which is related to customer base. Like it is customer subject oriented. There can be data mart which is a location oriented. So Mumbai location data will be stored here. So whatever sales data coming from flat files from Mumbai DMart will go and sit over here. Like let's suppose 100 customers have purchased 500 products today. So all this data will get updated over here. Okay, because it's a location oriented data. Here we also can find Delhi DMart data. We also can find Bangalore DMart data because it's a location oriented. This is a uh, customer oriented, right? So this kind of data will be there in data warehouse. So that's what this time variant is saying actually. So in data warehouse, it's a historical data. You can find 10 years back data or whatever years back data, like your business, if your business is saying store only 10 years data, then that can be done. Sometimes what happens, business will ask you to store 10 years of data on monthly basis. Okay, each month of sales data should be stored till last 10 years, and before 10 years data will get stored as a yearly sales data. Are you getting? So let's suppose what is the date for today? It's 2024 August, right? So 10 years till 2014, till 2014 all the data will be on monthly basis. January 2014, February 2014 sales, March 2014 sales, right? Likewise, it will go on storing 2014 to 2024, right, on monthly basis. But before 2013, before 2014, business is asking us to store in it in yearly format. Let's suppose, so before 2013, how we will store? We will store 2013 sales data, 2012 sales data, 2011 sales data. So we will not cover it. We will not store all this data in monthly format. We will store it in yearly format. But all other data, we will store it in monthly format. So why? In order to save cost on the database, right? So these are also can be some real-time business scenarios. Okay, so accordingly you will have to prepare your test data. Okay, let's see what our definition is saying. So live data can be stored into local database, and this historical data from data warehouse can be used to generate reports. Then we can take dump from database to data warehouse on periodic basis. So periodic basis means it can be like different periods. It can be one, like monthly dump can happen, weekly dump can happen, daily dump can happen. So it depends on business. Then non-volatile data is another feature. So this data which is stored on the data warehouse is non-volatile. It cannot be deleted. It cannot be modified. Okay. So this is a non-volatile data. Then difference between data mining and data warehousing. What else? Business intelligence, OLTP, OLAP, and okay, yes, this is what I was looking for. So this is a data warehouse block diagram. So if you see this, like if you observe this keenly, you have different data sources over here. See, source data, external. Okay, these are the database. These are the flat files. These are some flat files. Okay, all this data is going to staging layer. This staging layer pushing this data into data warehouse. But in this staging layer, before pushing this data, we are applying transformation over here. Okay, whatever transformation logic, it is happened over here on the staging layer, and then it will get pushed to data warehouse. So data warehouse is a DBMS system again, database management system, simple. Then this data warehouse is having small chunks of data marts. Okay, and this data marts are, or this data warehouse is providing subject oriented data to this reporting tools or OLAP systems or data minings, right? So this is what data warehouse block diagram is actually, and this management and control are, these guys are utilizing these reports to take business decisions. So basically it's a same as ETL block diagram, but it majorly focuses on data warehouse blocks. Okay, we will see these 2-3 slides tomorrow, as I'm not able to speak actually. I have throat infection, so I'm struggling to speak actually. Okay, so if you guys are okay with this, I can take doubts if you have, but There are 2 3 points still pending from today's session. We will cover that tomorrow. Okay. Anyone has any doubts till here?
Yeah, it was clear. And I had a small doubt regarding data marts.
Mm-hmm.
When we consider the previous example regarding DMART from different locations,
Mm-hmm.
please correct me if I'm wrong. We are getting different data from different locations, and in that data we are considering two factors. One is number of customers, another is number of items.
Mm-hmm.
In data warehouse, mainly it will store wherever the data comes from. It will store in data warehouse by having after doing transformation, like it will be stored in data warehouse. Later, from the data warehouse, we'll uh, modify or like we'll collect sample data,
Mm-hmm.
particularly which
Correct.
product has been sold in where. Regarding the product, we'll take data marts. Regarding how many customers, we'll take another data mart.
Correct.
Is
Yes. So these data marts are nothing but it's a part of the mapping document. That's what. So mapping doc. So once you get to know what mapping documents looks like, so you will get to know what tables are there. Okay. What dedicated tables are there. So data marts are nothing but again subject oriented tables only. D- Uh, d- so data marts are nothing but tables only. So all the subject oriented data will get stored into particular data marts. And as you want, you can fetch that particular subject information from that particular data mart.
yeah.
Yes. So Jitesh, yes, data reconciliation, do we do it in staging? So data reconciliation basically happens at each and every stage, Jitesh. On source system, so there can be different data checks on source side. There can be different data checks on staging side. There can be different data checks on target side. Apart from data validation, you also have to uh, validate your transformation logics. If your transformation flows are working fine. So, but if you're talking about data reconciliation specifically, then it happens on each and every stage, not only staging. Yes. Yes, Animesh, you can ask. Unmute yourself and ask.
Yeah. So if we have a data source, something which is having multiple transaction and which can be like uh, 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 live data kind of thing, like where we get
Mm-hmm.
the database update regularly in every second of time.
Mm-hmm.
So those also get processed through ODS and our staging, or just like we have seen that we take data at several stages, like twice or thrice
No,
data
no, no. Yeah, yeah,
in a
I
day.
got your question. I got your question. So
Yeah.
basically, let's take an same example which we are discussing, right? For DMART. So
Mm,
in DMART,
mm.
we are having every second we are having some set of records entering, right? So lots of customers are going to DMART, and these guys are having sales data in each and every second, right? So this
Yes.
data is stored on that particular database itself. It is not directly pushed into the data warehouse. It's
Okay.
up to us. Let's suppose I'm the owner of the DMART, and or I'm from some business team. Let's forget about owner. I'm someone from business team, and I don't want. So that's what data dump terms comes into the picture. So data dump, whenever happens that data dump, that time only all the data from different data sources will get dumped into the data warehouse. It is not a real time process. ETL is not a real time process. Okay.
Okay.
So
And the
fetching data from so you can collect data in real time on different data sources, but whenever you go and dump that data, into data warehouse, that time only that data will reflect into data warehouse. So these dumps can be weekly, can be a daily, or can be monthly. It depends on business team.
Understood. And also one point that we saw in the slides that sometimes the complexity is so hard that a tester can't frame out the queries to check the particular business rule. So in that case, we get the support from a developer that they pass on to the some store procedure or something that to run and check. Is that work?
Yes, yes. So
If
basically, it is not saying like it complexity is so hard that tester can do it. It's not like that. That wording is in a different way. That like the wording is there can be some complex queries you have to write as a QA, but it whatever it is complex or easy. It is a part of QA. That's what that wording means exactly.
okay,
But even if you are not able to do anything about that particular query or that particular transformation logic, then yes, developers have already developed that logic, means they are developing this logic with the help of SQL queries only. Okay, so you can always go
yes,
to the backend and fetch that SQL query, and you can apply it in your testing logic.
correct. Yeah.
Yes. Anyone else have any doubts? Okay, I'm posting this document anyway in today's as a today's session in our group. Okay, try to go through it, and try to understand that whatever we have discussed. Okay, before coming to tomorrow's class. So each and every session, just understand this. Each and every session will be practical one. I'm going to show you one sample BRD document. I'm going to show you one mapping document in real time how this documents looks like. I'm going to show you the transformation rules. Okay, one transformation from one set of data to another. So if we apply that particular transformation, some transformation will lose your records. Some transformation will get you all the records from source to target. So how each and every scenario we are going to see it practically. Okay, so this will be your plus point of this course. I would say that you are going to get everything in practical, not just theoretical. But yes, a few initial days, let's say for at least 1 week, you will have to go with the theory only. Okay, I'm going to cover theory part only first, and then we will start. Once we understand the theoretical part, know what exactly it is, we will slowly move to practicals.
One question. Do we get sample data some on net if we need to practice? So if we find some sample data, so do we get such things on net? Just an
No, I
example,
didn't
like
get
if
the
you
question.
wanted to, so like if I wanted to do some practice on API. So there are some APIs available on the net. If I need to do some
Hmm.
automation testing, then some some websites are available to do. So
Hmm.
there are some frameworks are available. Open source
Hmm.
frameworks are available. Lot
Correct.
of so
Mm.
the same way, do we have something some databases available in the market, or maybe on uh, on the internet that we can use and then transform and do a logic, whatever that we are learning. So just kind of doing practice.
So yes, to be frank, I'm not much into automation side. Okay, so mm, even I need to.
Not for
Uh,
automation, not for automation, just like having some databases available as a source data, which we can transform and apply our logic and try to work on, like gets hands-on more.
Yes. In that case, you can do that. We can try doing that. I never even I never tried that, but we can explore that together. Even if it is
Okay.
learning for me as well, I would love to learn that. So we can explore that together, no problem. But this is not part of course as of now.
Okay.
Yeah. Anything else? Harshita, I have requested team to join to add you in the group. Okay, they'll add soon.
Okay, thank you.
Hmm. Okay, then we are good to close, I guess, for today. We will see tomorrow at same time. Okay. Thank you guys. Bye.
Thank you very much. Bye.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Thank you
Thank
guys. Thank you. Bye.